It actually has a view. Why are you surprised? Caro shrugged and busied herself straightening a cushion on the chaise longue at the foot of the bed. Understanding dawned. A lady's maid was usually allocated a room somewhere in the attics or in the back of the house, but this was as much Caro's vacation as it was Evie's. When we returned from our promenade, Edmund said he wished to go to his room so he could enjoy his view. He is ever so grateful you decided to bring him along too. Yes, well, there was no talking Tom out of driving the roadster. And we couldn't fit all the luggage in there because that would have left no room for you. Now that I think about it, I believe he planned it this way all along, since the only way he could drive the roadster was if the larger motor car could carry the extra gasoline. Caro inspected the hat she had selected for Evie to wear. I felt like a grand lady travelling with my very own chauffeur in the Duesenberg. I have been meaning to ask. When Caro hesitated, Evie smiled. Do feel free to do so. What's on your mind? I know you mentioned wanting to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, but I can't help wondering. You didn't seem awfully keen to travel. Evie gave it some thought. Her granny's so-called surprise visit had been delayed by Toodle's desire to visit Venice. Evie had made all the preparations for her arrival, exhausting her household staff until she thought everything would be perfect, and now all that hard work would have to be postponed for the time being. I think everyone needs a break from me. The timing is perfect. In reality, she would have thoroughly enjoyed staying at Halton House where it was nice and cosy, in a grand sort of manner. However, she had received an invitation from the hotel owner, and most importantly, she had realized her maid had been with her for 10 years. Evie had surprised Caro by remarking upon the upcoming event and suggesting they do something to celebrate it. While Caro had not understood the significance or Evie's excitement, Evie had been unable to ignore it. Caro had been her first personal maid, and she had become quite attached to the young woman's company. It had taken some doing to find out what Caro wanted, and she had only succeeded because her other maid, Millicent, had forced the information out of her. Caro had never been to the seaside, and she had claimed she would like nothing better than to spend a few days there, preferably staying somewhere with a pretty view. If Caro had asked to be presented to the Prince of Wales, Evie would have stopped at nothing to make it happen for her. A trip to the seaside had been such a small dream to Evie. Then again, she had grown up in Newport, Rhode Island, so the sea didn't hold the same novelty. Despite having their destination settled by the timely and generous offer Evie had received from the owner of the hotel, she then had to tie up some loose ends. Before setting off, there had been a round of scheduled visits to take care of, committee meetings to attend, as well as some last-minute meetings with the estate manager and the trustees looking after the current Earl's welfare. Evie had spent a week rushing around, and now felt she needed a week to recuperate. If only she could. If she spent all her vacation time in bed or lounging about, Evie knew Caro would worry about her, so she really needed to make an effort and get into the spirit of it all, at least for Caro's sake. Why don't you go ahead and join Edmund's? I can dress myself. Oh, and make sure Tom doesn't wear out the carpet with his pacing. Actually, where is he doing his pacing? It's not just pacing, milady. He is brooding, and he's doing it in public, in the lobby. That struck Evie as odd. Tom had been only too happy to set off on their trip to the seaside. What could have come over him? If you ask me, he's craving some excitement, Caro suggested. Impossible. He's always trying to talk me out of becoming involved in things that shouldn't concern me. Evie stilled and stared out of the window. Heavens, I believe I just made myself sound like a busybody. Caro rummaged through Evie's luggage and produced another hat. I think this one will suit you best with that dress. It has cherries on it. Evie glanced at the hat